Hello guys, welcome to another Horizon 5 with me, Mr. Schmanish. So again, we're going to look at 5.3, which is average rate of return. Okay, this is the second video, so if you haven't watched the first video, please do watch it. But this one is going to focus more on some different examples on how it might be presented in your assessments. So just to recap, the formula for average rate of return is this. How to complete average return is this. So you work out the total income first by adding up all the income. You then work out the total profit by minusing total cost of investment from the total income. You then work out the average annual profit by dividing profit by the amount of years, and you use the formula to work out average rate of return. Okay, I talk about this more in my other videos, so please make sure you watch that one. Right, okay, so let's talk about how it might be presented in an assessment, okay? So if you looked at my 4 steps, as you can see, there's actually no total income, okay? So let's just read this little case study out to you. So Beautiful Buds PLC are looking to buy a garden centre business to distribute its plants to the general public. They want to see a return within 5 years. They basically want to make profit within 5 years, okay? So they're looking to buy either Green Gardens or Wyvale Gardens, okay? So the purchase price of Green Gardens is 7,500,000. It's 4 million for Wyvale Gardens. The sales revenue per year is 16.5 million. For Green Gardens, it's 10 million for Wyvale Gardens. The net profit per year is 1.9 million. And the net profit for Wyvale Gardens is 950,000, okay? So the average rate of return is 3.75% for Wyvale Gardens. You need to work out Green Gardens, okay? So I'll give you a few minutes to try and work that out. So if you just pause the video right here, and I'll talk about how to go over the answer now. Excellent. So you might be presented with this in assessment. So if you ever see something like this, okay, they're using different terminology. So that's the big sort of challenge here, okay? However, they've also given you the average rate of return for one of the businesses. So you should always try and work out how they got this figure, okay? So which figure do they use? Is this the sales revenue figure, or is it the net profit figure, okay? So if you try both, using my steps, you'll find one of these figures will equal that, okay? So if you didn't quite guess, they used the net profit figure. So let's see how much average rate of return to gardens will provide for Beautiful Buds, okay? So let me break this down. So I took the net profit figure, which is 1.9 million, okay, per year, times it by 5, because they want to see the return within 5. So that's 5 years, which is going to give me 9.5 million, okay? So essentially, that's your total income from this investment, okay? So then step 2 is to work out the total profit. So we take 9.5, we minus the purchase price of the business, which is 7.5 here, which is going to give us a total profit of this investment of £2 million, okay? The next step is to work out the average annual profit, okay? So you get £2 million after 5 years, okay? Now we want to find out how much profit you get per year. So you get 2 million, because that's your total profit after 5 years, divided by 5, that's 5 years, which is going to give you 400,000. So each year, this business is going to give you £400,000 of profit on average, okay? And then you can apply the formula. So average rate of return, so average annual profit divided by the cost of investment times 100 is going to give us an average rate of return of 5.3%, okay? That is obviously higher than Wyvale Gardens, and if I was a business, you would probably want to, if I was Beautiful Buds, I'd probably invest in Green Gardens because they provide a higher rate of return, okay? So that sort of answers question 3 as well. So question 2, you might also get this in an assessment. So obviously we've got a low average rate of return of 3.75%. So why might they invest in Wyvale Gardens, okay? So obviously it's a low average rate of return, but then it is a lower cost, okay? So it costs less. It might be less risky as well. So it does cost less. So that's what it's got in its favor. Okay. So, for example, Beautiful Buds might not actually have enough to buy Green Gardens. They might have to get additional sources of finance. They might have enough to buy Waverley Gardens. Okay. Less return for their money, but it's a lower cost. Okay. So that answers question 2. Okay. And then you might be asked which business they should recommend overall. I might go with Green Gardens myself, higher average rate of return. Okay, they can probably raise the finance quite easily because they are a PLC. Okay, so you need to discuss answers like that. All right. Let me just quickly talk to you about why they use net profit per year here. So if I'm buying these 2 businesses, this is the total income, not the sales revenue. Okay, so the sales revenue is what this business will make, but then you need to make deduct the costs from that. So once costs are deducted, you get 1.9 million. So that's pure profit. That's pure income. So buying Green Gardens has to pay for. They've got their own costs, which they have to pay for with their revenue. And so what I get out of that business gets 1.9 million. Okay. So if you ever see this in an assessment, use the net profit per year figure. Okay. Right. So finally, I think I'll leave you with this. So you need to circle the correct answer. So pause it right now. Okay, if you've had a go looking at the correct answer, obviously it is 11%. Okay, because you've worked out the total. So the total income is worked out for you. You've worked out the total profit, worked out the average annual profit by dividing the total profit by the amount of years, and then they use the formula. Okay, which is 11%. It's not number 1 because all they've done there is taken the total income and divided it by the cost of investment times 100. So they've tried applying the formula without doing step 2 or 3. It's not this one because although they worked out the profit, so 20 minus 15 gives you the total profit, they've not worked out the average annual profit. Okay, so if you do this, the average rate of return seems higher, and if you do this and you invest in this business, okay, you would have falsely invested in it thinking you might get higher returns when it's actually only 11%. Okay, so I'll leave you with this as well. Okay, pause the video right now. I'm not going to explain this. I'll just flash it up in about a few seconds. And there are the answers. Okay, hopefully you've had a fantastic time and hopefully average rate of return makes a lot more sense. We'll see you soon. Thank you.